Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Depy Nurhayati siregar. Part of this temple dimension, how motivation evolves over the years in higher education or make be tempted to believe that being higher education student is naturally more motivation than a scholarship. Besides, on the aspect in adolescence, a parent and a consequently record parental statement from school children knows introduce the term androgy as voiced at the pedagogy to refer the this discussion is this fellow adults are assuming the more independent, more experienced, more interested in knowledge application in real life, and more into skill methods than scholarship children. Therefore, they need integrity instead of pedagogical methodology to make learning and teaching effective. Because the core study we concept in study reliably the drill always focus on the study concept in the context. Another study anthropology examining the relation between language learning strategies, learn motivation, and most how the student act. For mentioned in read the study for motivation correction with all strategies main motivation studies and course in study. Here on the question currently focusing on the member is this the macro. The temporal aspect, for example, compare student attitude, English and Arabic, and King Fahd University for a problem and minerals. The result found that the participants had positive attitude towards the language, but that motivation that to be survived with regard to English and integrative with regard to Arabic. However, there is general sort of empirical studies of links motivation in Saudi Arabia. The member of higher education in study in Saudi Arabia has greatly expanded recently and English is taught in most in not all these institutions. The species this I'm already only on study. That depends on macro-temporal dimension of motivation is Saudi education students. Money lines, motivation discard, insect motivation in STEM status, or result of studying the language interpreters with instrument interface interests is that of fish solvers of their also examine the retention these attitudes and resolve make habit event origin. The present study direct notes of study stem from the French the address an area that has not. The first to with attention this area the evolution of the Saudi student motivation. In higher education, another next aspect of this study is that it manages the issue from the parent perspective, motivation as intensity. The present study will therefore focus on the amount of student effort the amount student effort to learn. However, since offline there is a necessarily significant motivation is voluntary effort that will examine the result of the studies means the line some support the of studies refer above the painted column Victor where there is a pattern of motivation the decline over time. In the present study, this pattern phase, especially is expound presentation and deals studying by not in the other areas as discussed above there. I theory possible expression is the literal the above takes the pattern. The phrase is related the three discussions with one attitude and motivation discount the deterrence of self-speciality and the treat the communication of the more research goals the C expression will be discussed in relation. Will be discussed in relation to the findings of the study. Communication. This paper has advanced in the macro-temporal dimension of motivation, the key education, the findings may be interpreted as confirmation of the ground picture of motivation described, or in a more repetition-like Williams format, goals that are more detailed in this latter case the more motivation does actually see the slim but and advances. Okay, I will explain. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.